Good morning. Today with the grammar section reported speech. Let's start with reported speech. What is reported speech? Reported speech is when you tell somebody else what you or a person said before. We have two types of reported speech: direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech, when you retell what someone said without changing anything, like this example: he told me, between quotation marks, I bought a car. Indirect speech, changing it to tell it to someone else. We call it indirect speech. He told me that he had bought a car. As you can see, this is indirect. Now we're gonna do the reported speech on the different types of sentences, on statements, questions, and requests and commands or commands. Statement like I have a car, he plays football, etc. Questions like do you play football? Do you have a house? What is your name? So these are questions. Now request or commands like stand up, hand me that pen, go stand up there, go to the principal office, do your homework. So these are requests or commands. Reported speech, statement. We will start with the statement. Now, how to do reported speech? We have 3 steps. The 3 steps that you have to follow: the first one, pronouns. You have to change the pronoun from first person into third person. I'll show you. First person into third, like I into he or she, it depends on the speaker. You into I, if you are talking about, if he was talking to you. She, if it's talking about someone else. Or he, we, they, etc. We to they, me to him or her, you to him or her or us or them. Here, which you? We are talking about object you, okay? Us to them, my, his or her, your to my, his, her, our or their, our to their, mine, his or hers, yours into mine, his, hers, ours, theirs, so ours into theirs. So this is the first step. This is the first step, which is changing the pronouns. Second thing, which is the tense. You have to do back shift. Now, what does back shift mean? It means that you have to go from present to past. Look, example, from present simple, you have to go to past simple. From past simple, past perfect simple. From present continuous, past continuous. From past continuous to past perfect continuous. Present perfect simple, past perfect simple. Past perfect simple, the same, no change. Past perfect simple, the same tense. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. Can, could, may, to might, to must, and to had to. So, and well, to would. So, this is the tense change. Next one, which is place and time expressions, which is adverbs. Now, in adverbs, you have to change them. If you see this, change it to that, this day, that day, these, those, these days into those days, here, there, now, to then, today, to that day, yesterday, the day before, tomorrow, to the following day, at the moment, at the same, at that, change that into that, at that moment, last night, the night before, last year, the year before, next year, the following year, next week, the following week, tonight, that night, ago, before, or earlier. And I told you about changing the pronouns from first person into third. From first into third. You have to understand that. Okay. The tense, you have to do back shift, except in one exception, which is if the speaker is in the present simple, like he's saying, he says, she tells, he says. These are referring to present. You can't change it, or just keep it the same. Like this one, he says, I write poems. It say the same. He says that he writes poems. Okay. Back shift for the rest. Let's start with the first one. He said, I work hard. You have to change. Here you have to add that. He said that. Remove the quotation mark. Here we are learning how to change from direct speech into indirect speech. So remove the quotation mark, add after said that, then change the I into he, then change the present tense work into the past tense worked, and keep it the same. It will become he said that he worked hard. Next one, past simple. He said I visited New York last year. Change, remove the quotation mark, change the pronoun into he, change last year into previous year, add that. He said that he had visited New York last year. Present continuous, the same thing. He said that I into he was looking for his keys. You have to change my from first person pronoun into third person pronoun. Next one, past continuous. He said that he from was playing, past continuous, it will become past perfect. So he said that he had been playing. He said that he had been playing football when the accident had occurred. And you have to change the second part from here. When the accident occurred, you have to change it into from past into past perfect, had occurred. Present perfect become past perfect. He said that he, I pronoun, change it into the third one, which is he. He will have changed it into had, because we're gonna change it into past perfect simple. He had lived. Here change it into what? We said change here into there. So he said that he had lived there for a long time. Next one, past perfect. He said they had finished. It will be the same tense. So he said that they, no change with this pronoun because it's already in third person pronoun. He said that they had finished the work when he arrived. He said they had finished the work when he arrived. Present perfect continuous. He said I have been playing football. It will become he said that he had been playing football for 2 hours. Next one, can. He said I can do it. He said that he could do it. Change can to could. Kate said that she, actually Kate said he, I think Kate is a girl name, so let's change it into she. It's way better, right? She, here, she. So Kate said she may buy an MP4. Kate said that she might buy an MP4. Mom said you must turn off the radio. Mom said that. You change it into me because I'm the listener here. She's talking about me. Mom said that I had to turn off the radio. Here you have to change from must into had to. Next one, will. Rosie said they will buy a printer. Here from will into would. Rosie said that they would buy a printer. Rosie said that they would buy a printer. Good. So the following modal verbs don't change in reported speech: could, should, would, might, ought to, because all of them are referring to the past, so you can do anything, just keep them the same. These are the adverbs that you have to change from today to that day, tonight, that night, this week, this month, or this year, into that week, or that month, or that year. Now into then, yesterday, the day before, or the previous day, last week or last year or last month, the week before, the year before, the month before, or the previous week, the previous year, the previous month, 3 days or 3 weeks ago. Here with ago, you have to change ago into before. So 3 days before, 3 weeks before. Tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Next week or next month or next year into the following week, month or year. This or these into that or those. So this into that, this into those, here to there. Thank you. Next video we will do the exercise. Of course, I'm going to ask you to do the first exercise, question 1. After that, I'll give you the correct answer, then explaining report to speech for questions. Thank you for listening.